All right. Cool. Let's go ahead and get things moving and grooving. Welcome everyone again to our fifth and also unfortunately our last for the summer guest speaker Thursday. It's been an honor and really dope kicking it with all y'all every week for the past 5 weeks virtually every Tuesday in our virtual sessions. We do poetry, soccer, and some mindfulness exercises every Thursday in our virtual sessions where we have some awesome guests come through, do some interviews, and y'all even sometimes share some poems with them. So we have a really special guest with us today to end off our season, our summer season, with a bang. So before we get started, I would like to say this, and I think DC Score said this a little bit earlier. Mr. Sean, Mr. Hinkle, any of y'all in our Tuesday session, y'all know Mr. Sean. He's the guy that does the soccer portion of our virtual sessions. He stated very nicely at the beginning that we are going to keep the chat open. But just as a quick reminder, we want everyone to be a good teammate to one another, which means that we are going to be positive in the chat. No negative comments, only positive and uplifting things that we're going to talk about in the chat to one another and to each other's teammates. And also, we are not going to do what we call spamming. And anyone who doesn't know what spamming is when you're just in there typing a whole bunch of nonsense and sending it over and over and over again. And also, we do not need examples of spam. Thank you, Gabe. Everyone see what Gabe did? Thank you. Let that be the last time. We don't need examples of what spam is. That is a prime example right there. And that's also an example of someone telling you what spam looks like. We don't need that either, but we really appreciate that. So let's try to keep the comments that are related to what we're talking about here in the interview. Or if you're just over there talking with your friends, absolutely fine. Just keep it positive so we do not shut the chat down. I think we had to shut it down one time last time, maybe twice, but I have a feeling that this is our last one. I really don't think we're going to shut it down this time because I know y'all are going to be great teammates and y'all are going to be interactive in a very positive light. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. So we've had interviews with professional soccer players. We've had interviews with Olympic gold medalists, famous poetry people. Now we have someone that is really special, also famous in their own, but we have the one and only Mohamed Alioune Diop, also known as KingCJ0, is one of the most elite players in the competitive FIFA world. Born close to here in DC in Arlington, Virginia, Diop grew up in Johannesburg, South Africa, before moving back to the United States at the age of 19 to pursue a finance degree. This will be Diop's first season with DC United and his first season competing in the North American region. He is the highest overall ranking in FIFA 19, peaked at number 4 in the world, and is ranked as the number 1 player in the rest of the world region. Oh my goodness, like you really be gaming. Like your fingers, your thumbs, I'm surprised they're like, can I see your thumbs? Are they still there? Like
they're right here. They're right here.
Goodness. Outside of FIFA, Diop played soccer as a youngster in South Africa alongside his older brother. You know him as SZN,
CC season, yeah.
CC season, excuse me,
yeah.
CC season.
It's all good.
That's what's up. Philadelphia Union's EMLS player until the age of 10. He joined the district team of South Africa, which collects the best under 12 players in the country. Goodness. This will be Diop's rookie season as an EMLS in the EMLS competition. He is DC United's second professional EMLS player. KingCJ's top FIFA moments: played and qualified for the FIFA Interactive eWorld Cup in 2017. Also, he was too young, but although he was too young to participate. Wow, so they even let you participate even though you weren't even qualified to because of your age. That says a lot in itself. Finished top 4 in the world twice in the Weekend League in FIFA 2019 and signed for DC United as the EMLS player on November 26th of 2019. So without further ado, I need everyone right now in the chat where you're at to make some noise and welcome the one and only Mohamed Diop. Yeah. Get that popping. Yeah, see, I'm in the chat. Yeah, woo. That's what I'm talking about. Positive vibes. Thank you so much for being here, yo. For real. Like, this is really meaningful for the kids. And yeah, I'm really excited to learn about eMLS. I don't know anything about it, so this will be a learning experience for me. All I know is that it's really awesome to see someone that is really good, very young. A lot of our kids play FIFA, so this will be exciting for them. And showing them that there's a different route to be passionate about the sport, but also in a way that you can get really good at it and also make some money off of it, apparently. So I think let's go ahead and get started. So I guess the first question I want to ask, when did you first start gaming?
So first of all, I would like to take the opportunity to thank DC Scores for having me here in front of all of you people. And I hope you guys are enjoying this, let's say, lockdown period, but we will all be back to our normal life soon. And yeah, let's just hope that everything turns out well.
Absolutely.
So I started playing FIFA at the age of 12 when I was back in South Africa. I was 11 years old, and I was playing for fun with my big brother. So I come from school, we sit down, we have fun. Of course, he would beat me. I'm the younger one. Of course, he beats me. I get frustrated, like every younger sibling, and that's how it started. The passion started when we were younger, having fun and all that stuff. So growing up, I just kept on playing for fun, obviously. And that's when I knew that I had a talent in playing video games and also a talent in playing the actual sports in soccer. I could have, in my honest opinion, I could have pushed it to the other level, as in becoming a professional soccer player, but it wasn't in my parents' opinion. Like, they didn't think it was the best route for me at that time, which is acceptable since they are my parents and they technically do know better than me. So I decided to pursue my studies and another passion, which was growing, which was gaming. And yeah, and the first time it actually struck me that I could do something in this was when I won my first $1,000 at 15 years old by just playing at a competitive tournament, and that was a really good time for me at that time.
Interesting. Won $1,000 in this.
Yep.
So it's like, was this like through FIFA or was this like an outside competition? Like, how did that even work?
It was through FIFA. It was a tournament hosted back in South Africa, one of the biggest tournaments at the time. So they hosted that tournament, and I decided to test my luck. Just try out. Let's see what you can do. And yep, it worked out very well. We finished in the top 16. I was the youngest competitor, and yep, I was pretty happy. I'm not gonna lie.
That's awesome. And so I might ask questions that are like, you're gonna look like, oh my goodness, like what? You don't know anything about FIFA.
No.
I don't. So I'm sorry for my lack of knowledge, but
it's fine.
So when you say we, when you said like when we won, was that you and other players on the team? Or you when you were competing for that, was it like other players on the team, or was it you controlling the whole team? Because I know sometimes when you're in FIFA, you can be just one player, right?
So with FIFA, how it works is you control the whole entire 11. So it's the AI assists you into using the whole team, as in you control the whole team, and that's how it works.
Gotcha.
Yep, that's how FIFA works. That's how competitive FIFA works. So you control the entire starting 11, and that's how you play. Versus another person controlling the full starting 11.
That is so cool. What team were you playing with when you won that at 15?
Then the best team was Real Madrid, of course, with Cristiano Ronaldo, Modric, all of those world-class players. He just couldn't Just kidding. I myself love Cristiano Ronaldo. He's my favorite player. In my opinion, he's the best player in the world. A lot of controversy on that topic, but yeah, that's what I think.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. So
hmm
when you were playing, so you said you were really good on the video game, but also outside as an
hmm
actually playing the sport of soccer. When did
Yeah.
you notice that because you were good um playing soccer and also playing the video game, that did it translate over? Did those things ever cross over? Did the game make you better, or did you playing soccer make you better at the game by just knowing the game? Did that have anything relative to one another?
Personally, I think it does because if you know soccer and you know how the sports work, you're basically translating what's in your head, your philosophy of the game, into the actual virtual pitch. So that's how I see it. That's how I try to portray the way I see soccer. And yeah, that's basically how I try to do it. Yeah.
That's cool. So like even playing it on the game, I guess learning spacing and learning like different techniques from the
hmm
game can help you become a smarter player also, because I mean, not you're not really there physically, but like watching it and seeing it from a different point of view. Because I mean, a lot of times I think that people think that you have to play the sport in order to be good. But I play 2K, so that's my thing.
hmm
Like I'm a 2K player, but I've run into a lot of players that's never played basketball before that can really go in on a 2K, like on a basketball game. But I've never like really met someone who's really could go both ways. So that's really awesome and interesting of how that's kind of crossed over. And I know a lot of our kids. We actually have an alumni tournament tomorrow, FIFA tournament for our kids in DC Sports to compete in. You should check it out if you have time. I don't know,
Will do.
but a lot of our kids do that. They play soccer, and right now because they're inside, a lot of them are playing FIFA.
Playing
We're
at
realizing,
home.
so
Yep.
it's really awesome. So that actually answered one of my questions. Was FIFA your first video game ever? Were you playing other games outside of FIFA?
So I don't remember. It's been a while. So I'd say FIFA is the first game I got on the PS3 when it just released. Yeah, FIFA's the first game I actually played seriously. I also play a lot of other games. I'm started playing 2K quite recently with a bunch of friends, and since it's kind of the FIFA off season, I've been playing a lot of 2K too. Yeah.
Interesting. That's awesome. So like just how people like other like people who plays professional soccer have to practice and practice and
hmm
practice. How much do you think how much do you practice just on a regular, say for a week, in a week's time frame? How much do you practice?
Mm, it's hard to find the balance between like school, college, and actual and FIFA esports. So what I say is whenever I get the time to like finish my homework, finish everything I need to do, everything I need to be done, then I just hop on, I have fun, I play versus other professional players, try to improve, try to learn, watch Twitch streams, watching the best players in the world in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, in Oceania, everywhere in the world, just to learn the bits and pieces to perfect my craft.
That's really cool. So has being able to play online opened you up to meeting a lot of different players, a lot of different people, and being able to network? Like, how's that been good for you as far as like networking and getting to know other folks?
Um, Networking, it's been real nice because you're being in the FIFA scene, you get exposed to many different people from different backgrounds, different cultures. They're coming from different sides of the world, places you've never been to, a lot of that stuff. And it's really nice knowing a lot of new people who you'd never meet if it wasn't for this game, this esport. Yeah.
That's awesome. So now you play for the DC United's team, which is
hmm
great. You know, you represent
Amazing.
us now,
That's
best
true.
team. So what does that mean for you to represent DC United? How's that feel?
Um, at the start, I signed with DC United. I was a bit cool with it. Was a bit cool with it. Like, you don't realize until you actually see the support and passion from like the whole of DC basically.
Yeah.
Everybody's behind you. Everybody's behind this team. Everybody wants the opportunity. So it's a big honor, and you have to deliver. You have to deliver.
That's really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you? So clearly you play online, but do you ever travel to play people? And when you do play, if you do travel or if you play outside of like just in your home, are you ever in a space where you get a crowd, where you get like that some type of interaction? And what does that look like? How's that experience go?
So I'm gonna take the example of EMLS. So EMLS is basically a virtual MLS league, as in every EMLS team has like their own esports player where they sign one player and they like all participate in one tournament. So basically, EMLS League Series 1 was in Philadelphia. EMLS League Series 2 was in Portland, and the final EMLS was supposed to be in Austin, but it got canceled due to COVID-19 and all of that. So we do get to travel around the United States to participate in those events. And we do have large crowds. I don't know if you guys heard, but EMLS in Philadelphia Union signed an NFL player called Jay Ajayi. I don't know if you guys know him, but Jay Ajayi is a very famous football player who attracted a large crowd at the Philadelphia Stadium when we played there, and you would be pretty shocked by the number of people who came in just to watch him play FIFA, and that's something you cherish, if I'm being honest.
Wow, that's something I want to check off my bucket list. I remember talking with there's a team for 2K here in DC too, and I remember having a
Washington
conversation.
Wizards.
Say what?
Washington Wizards.
Yes, yes,
Yep.
and but there's 5 of them. It's not like it's just one represent. It was like all
It's not
5
the
of them.
same thing.
It was interesting. Like they're like, yeah, we have practice. We all get up, and then like they were talking about it. They travel. I'm like, wow, this is for real. Like this wasn't like this for me growing up. We didn't. This is so new and so different. You didn't hear about, unless you created video games, people actually playing as a profession. And I know you said at 15 that was your first time you were like, okay, I can do this, because you got broke off that $1,000. After that, what was like the next big tournament or competition that you were part of, where you saw a check where you're like, okay, I can really like be set in this, and I'm going to take this serious into the next level?
Okay, so it was a tournament back South Africa. So after that tournament, that $1,000 tournament, there was a team in South Africa called Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates is like the biggest team in South Africa in terms of fans, achievements. They really have it all. They were starting an esports team, and they were interested in signing a couple of players that were like emerging through the local scene and stuff like that. And thankfully, I got a call up for one of the trials there. Fun fact: I almost played for their under 15 team when I was younger, but I was told, my parents and all of that told me, okay, yeah, you can do both school and thingy, but yeah, fun fact, just a fun fact. And yeah, they wanted to thingy create an esports team, and they called me in. I had a couple of trials, I played against other players, stuff like that, and all. And at the end of the day, I got the call up. I got called up. I signed my first esports deal contract with them. I stayed there 3 long years before going to DC. And that was one of the major steps in my career, and I'll be forever grateful to them for giving me that first step. And after that, a year later, there was like the biggest tournament hosted on the African continent, which had a $50,000 prize pool for the player who finishes first. And that tournament is where I made my name, and that tournament is where I won myself 25 grand just by playing FIFA. Almost a full year of tuition, but 25 grand playing FIFA, and that type of money was really like mind blown. I was mind blown. I was literally 17 with 25 grand because of a video game. Now just put that into perspective. That's amazing. That's just amazing.
That is wild. That is
Mm-hmm.
wild. 17 years old, 25 grand in your pocket from just playing some FIFA.
Exactly. You said it.
That is so crazy.
You said
That's
it.
awesome though. That's awesome. So I guess with it in the world of FIFA, is it a pretty diverse um when you're playing, I know, like you say, you play against other people around the world and you get a good network because you play online, you play in different tournaments. But have you seen in the United States, is there a lot of diversity as far as like, do you see a lot of girls playing FIFA? Is it more male dominated? Yeah, how is that? Do you see a lot of younger kids playing? And yeah, how does it look across the board?
So in terms of diversity, of course, there's a lot of boys playing, men playing, there's a lot of boys playing.
Hold on 1 second. Can you restart your mic? It's a little.
Is it a bit low?
Hold on. Go ahead. Stop. Talk again.
Hello. Can you
You're
hear me
perfect.
properly?
Perfect. You're good. Something
Perfect.
happened. You sound like
All
a
right.
robot for a second there.
My bad. My bad. All right. So there is a diversity. Like we are starting to see around the world. I'm talking about around the world because in the US I haven't seen it a lot, but around the world we're starting to see more girls. I mean, ladies coming to the scene.
Mm-hmm.
They even hosted FIFA Women World Cup not not too far ago. It was some organization who hosted it. It was really interesting, but we're starting to see that come up. We're starting to see more girls coming into the scene and stuff like that, which is very good, which is something we really need. Diversity is needed. It is needed. But we haven't seen girls like at that high level as in the FIFA World Cups, as in the Foot Champions Cups, as in the regional cups and stuff like that. We haven't seen them yet, so hopefully we can see them soon.
Hopefully one of these. I mean, we're starting to see a lot more in the real game, outside of FIFA. So we're getting a lot more inclusion and diversity there. So hopefully that will trickle over into the video game world. What advice do you have for any of our kids out here who are FIFA heads that have really taken it serious and like, wow, and even now after seeing this interview with you, like, you know what, this is really cool. I really want to kind of do this. And what advice would you give to them in order to get good at it and hopefully maybe one day get to the level that you're at?
So, you shouldn't take it lightly. Like, I know people saying, "Oh, it's video games. It should be easy." Like, okay, he's just playing games. It's nothing serious. Trust me, this is like the actual sport. You need to put time, countless hours in it. You need to put sweat, tears, your blood in it, everything. It really consumes you mentally at the highest level, as it should. And it is considered as a professional sport. So, like I tell everybody, um, you have to put in 100%, even 110%. No, 120%. in it, like everything you do. If it's really what you want to do, if it's really, really your goal, you should put your time into it. You should put your effort into it. And once again, you should put your blood, sweat, and tears into it. And I promise you, the sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. But also, don't forget about school. School is very important too.
Y'all hear that?
School is
Blood,
very
sweat, and
important.
tears. But school is very important too. Do not forget about school. Do not go to mom and dad today and be like, all right, I'm not going to school tomorrow. Get me FIFA. I'm good. No. School is
FIFA is a good plan,
important.
but school is the long-term plan. School
Yes,
is the long-term plan.
absolutely.
Mhm,
Absolutely. That's awesome. Great advice for our kids. So
mhm.
what would you say? I mean, you have a plethora of awards and competitions that you've just gone out there and dominated. Out of all of those, what would you say was your most exciting experience? What do you feel like has been your biggest accomplishment or most exciting accomplishment?
Biggest accomplishments. Let me think about that. That 25 grand is a big accomplishment for me. That's like the kickstart I had, like to start doing this very seriously, take it seriously to the next level. That's one thing. Another accomplishment is signing for DC. Signing for DC, I was very, very happy because I'm born in Virginia, as you said at the start. Um, I didn't get the opportunity to grow up in the US. I moved to South Africa very early in my life, where I spent the rest of my childhood. I grew up there and all that stuff. So it's really good to be back. It's really good to be back representing this badge right here,
Yes,
representing this badge right here, and I'll do the best I can. I'll do the best I can to represent it in my best ability.
that's awesome. So outside of DC United's team,
Hmm.
say you're just going off on one of your regular days and playing, not the jersey's off, you're just playing regularly.
Hmm.
So I know you love DC United, you play with them all day. But outside of DC United's team, what is your favorite team to play with now if you were to go home and play
Play with, let's say the team I support is Manchester United. So I'm a very passionate Manchester United fan. So whenever Manchester United takes a loss, my mood for the week is completely down, completely down.
right now? Oh,
So I support Manchester United. I'm a Manchester United fan, and yep, I'd say Manchester United. Yep.
that's awesome. So we're going to, if you have any questions for Mohamed, please feel free to ask them. I'm gonna ask one more question, then I'm gonna take some questions for the audience from our wonderful poet athletes. So you said your brother CC season, right?
Mhm.
CC season.
Exactly.
Y'all
CCC.
played together. Y'all grew up playing FIFA together.
Mhm.
Was that were y'all super competitive growing up, and also did that make you better and actually contribute to how good you are today?
Of course. I mean, every brother and brother, or sister and sister, brother and sister, there's always competition, whether we like it or not.
Correct.
We always want to be better than our older brothers, especially us little brothers. Shout out to my little boys out there. But we always want to beat our big brothers. That's everything. In everything we do, we want to be better than them. So that competitive mindset was there since the very beginning. Like, every time I play my brother, I could say, okay, let's just have fun. You best know I'm trying my utmost best to beat him. That's 100%. And yeah, that's basically it.
That's awesome. I just want to shout out to my coworkers at DC Scores. I don't know how to turn my Slack off, so can y'all just hold y'all's they're sending praises right now on our work
Hmm.
little communication stuff, like, oh, this guy's amazing, this guy's awesome, but it keeps popping up on my screen. So no shade to y'all. Just hold your praises afterwards because I don't know how to turn it off. But they're saying that
I,
you are quite delightful. You are amazing.com, by the way.
I
Um,
got a lot of questions here in the Q&A. Like, they've been
yeah, I'm
asking me, like,
seeing them right now. Let's get to these. So one is
mm-hmm,
I don't know if you answered this, but we have a question from Leo. Said, what inspired you?
What inspired me? Okay, so being the younger sibling in my family, we're a family of three, and I'm the second one in the family. My older brother is actually also a competitive FIFA player, as we said before, and he's like been able to travel like overseas, play like in countries like Bucharest, Romania, and other places in the world, Miami. He plays it in Los Angeles. And when I was young, I'm like, wow, I want to do this too. Like, I'm seeing him travel everywhere. I'm like, I want to do this too. I want to travel. I want to be better than him. And I'm going to be better than him. So that's the mindset I put in mind. That's the mindset I had. So when it comes to FIFA, who's my inspiration? It has to be my older brother. Regardless of the competition and all that stuff, he is my inspiration. Yeah.
That's beautiful. I mean, like you said, at some point, all of our siblings are competitors, but also they inspire us. They kind of push us and make us want to, especially our older ones, want to get to where they are, and they also are setting a great example for where we could be and want to be. So, so I have a question. So would you say who would you say is better now, you or your brother?
Of course, I'm the better player. Of course. I'm not even taking nothing about that. I'm not even listening. He can tell me whatever he wants. I think I'm the better player. Of course. Has to be.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Of course.
All right, we have a question from KK here too. They ask, what console do you play FIFA on?
So I play on this console. If anybody wants to guess,
that looks dope.
I play on this console, PlayStation 4, the best place. Yep, this is where I play. This is where I play.
I can't get with the Xbox controller. I've tried.
I can't too.
I've tried.
Trust me, we're in the same boat. Trust me.
I have pudgy hands, so I'm just sitting here like, I can't do it.
Yeah, I can't do it either.
It's so comfortable. Like you just sit in that. All right, cool. Great questions. Next question is from Alizon. They said, how old do you think you will be when you stop playing soccer? I'm guessing FIFA. Stop playing FIFA.
Stop playing FIFA. So now I just finished my freshman year. So I'll be entering my sophomore year, which is my second year in college, and I think I'll be playing FIFA throughout college and maybe throughout my master's degrees, and maybe see where it takes me. It really depends, because at a certain point it'll come to a situation where I'll have to prioritize my education over what I like to do, like playing and all that stuff. And yeah, so it really depends on what happens. Like if tomorrow I decide like I have to focus on school, I prefer focusing on school, I enjoy school a lot better than playing video games, I'm gonna do that. It all depends on what I feel at the moment, and yeah, that's basically it.
That's cool. So this when you showed me the controller, that made me think of a different question. I see it's all branded out with DC United stuff. So it's outside of that, like you got the jersey. Like, so what else do you get once you become a professional MLS player? I know, of course, you're getting paid. The jersey. What else do you get?
What else do I get? So I get, of course, the full kit. Everything that the normal players get, everything that the first team players get, I got the same thing. I get the Adidas sponsor shoes, I get the clothing, I get all of that, which is nice, which is of course nice. Everybody wants that. As I said in the beginning, you're in a position that everybody wants to be in, and that's why you have to be grateful and be humble, and also perform, especially perform.
Wow, that's cool. And I saw that the controller is customized. Is also the box customized as well? The
box? No, it's a regular box.
Okay.
It's a regular box. It's a scuff box. You can even get it online if people are interested. You can get it online too.
Sweet. That's what's up, right? Who is your? I think you've answered this, but who is your current favorite player right now?
Who is my favorite player in real life soccer?
Yes.
And in FIFA, in professional FIFA players, in real life soccer, my favorite player is Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba, center mid, World Cup winner, France national team. That's what's up. Paul Pogba's my favorite player. And in FIFA, I don't know if everybody know him. It's Tex. Tex is the best player in the entire world. Consistently number one in FIFA 19 and FIFA 20. Undisputed best. So, yeah. Those are the two.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, man, these questions keep coming. Who do you model your FIFA tactics after? That's a question from Christopher.
Who do I model my FIFA tactics after? I modeled them after myself. As in, I use what works for me. Of course, as you see other players play that are better than you, you do tend to look a bit, what is he using? Can I use the same thing? You do look left and right to see what works for you. And exactly,
Nice.
that's what I do. I do that and I change it a bit to fit my own style. Because at the end of the day, you have to play what fits you perfectly.
Yeah. And what's going to work for you is what's going to work for you. What someone else is doing, it may work for them, but it might not be the best tactics that you're going to be able to do. And I'm talking like I played a game. I don't even know what I'm talking about. But
no, like
yeah,
even works in life. Even
like
in
that's
life.
how it goes, So yet another question from Paisley. Paisley wants to know, is FIFA hard?
Oh, FIFA is hard. I'm gonna be honest with you. FIFA's put me in a position where it's really tough to deal with certain situations. Let me go into a little short story on my toughest times on FIFA. So, FIFA, like moving your overseas, this is my first year competing. In my first year competing, us professional players, we take place in qualifiers, online qualifiers to qualify for major events. It's basically like in real life. Let's say I am in a qualifier and I'm trying to qualify basically for the Champions League. So that's what's happening. I'm trying to qualify for the Champions League and I need to face up versus the best players in the United States of America to achieve that. And every month there's one qualifier. So you keep playing in these every week, you play in these, and every month, you play in these, and it takes a lot of time. It takes up your whole weekend. You have to play from Saturday morning to Sunday at night around 9 or 10. And when I was playing one of those, I arrived in the final game to qualify for an event overseas in France, Paris, France, where most of my friends are, by the way. Most of my friends are in France. So I really wanted to make that event. And unfortunately, I lost in the final game. And that was a really tough pill to swallow. Really, really tough pill to swallow. And it did take me some time to get over it mentally. It has its ups and downs. It's like in real life football when, let's say, Real Madrid lose the final game to win the Champions League. The effect it has on them mentally is the same effect that I had when I lost that final game. Yep. It's really tough. It takes a really huge toll on you mentally, and that's why I have to have a really good mentality as well to play this game competitively.
Yeah, I mean, they say that when you play sports, it's 25% physical, 75% mental, and so I can only imagine, and that's like actually the physical sport. So even playing as a gamer, just the mental energy that goes into it has to be a lot. So yeah, I can definitely understand where you're coming from there. So we have another question. Walk us through your pregame routine. Do you have a pregame routine, and what is it, if so?
pre-game routine. So let's say right before a game, I gotta have my cup of water next to me. I'm a religious person, so I do pray a little bit before I play a game. So I do pray a bit before a game so I could get the luck, the blessings right before. And yep, I go in. Mentality has to be okay, good. Put on my music, laser focused. That's what we do.
You play music the whole like while you're playing a game?
Yep, that's what I do. I have a preset album which I listen to. I plug it in and I listen to my music instead of the in-game commentary. Yeah.
So you don't even listen to the announcer and all that extra stuff. You just I would try
That's
that.
what I do.
I've never thought about that. That's really
what I do.
Do a lot of gamers do you find that that's something that you do, or is that common amongst a lot of gamers?
Like, for example, when you play FIFA, it's all about momentum. So when you have that one tune that comes on and you're like, ooh, this one is a good one. Let's go. Then the momentum builds up. You get more, let's say, the nerves go away. Let's say the nerves goes away and you really want to go in and win this game. Exactly. That's how it works.
Okay. I like that pregame. Say a prayer, get your water, get your playlist on, and it's go time. I love it. Indeed. All right, let's see. We had a couple more questions in here. Oh, Christian. We got Christian Allen. Christian is a gamer. I would say he's DC Scores gamer over here. He's the one that's actually leading the alumni tournament. He says, "Hi, fellow gamer, myself here. How do you manage being a competitive gamer with school and other aspects in your life?" I think he's probably asking for personal reasons as well.
How do you manage being a competitive gamer with school and other aspects in your life? Okay, so in my head and the way I see it, that's me personally. It's school first, gaming second. That's how I see it. So you basically have to make time for both, because if you're good enough, you'll manage. If you want to do it, you'll manage both. And managing both is really tough. Not everyone can do it. Some people even decide to prioritize one side and skip the other side, which is not what I recommend to do. So if I was you, I would be organized. Like being organized, having everything planned out. Okay, so I want to do this at this time. I do it during that time. Then I can have time to play more games, practice, and all that stuff. So if you manage to split your time in a way that is very, very well, you'll have time to do what you want to do, and you'll have time to perfect your craft, especially.
Nice. All right, Christian, you heard that. It takes balance and time management. So here at DC Scores with our kids, they do the poetry slam, they do soccer games, they have service learning projects, but specifically with poetry slam, and they compete with their opponents, they compete on the soccer field. We are very big on sportsmanship. So what does sportsmanship mean in eSports? What does that look like?
I think it's a part of the esport that needs work on, if you ask me.
Okay.
Sportsmanship. It's the part of the esport that needs work on. I myself, when I lose, of course, you lose a game, you get angry, you're not happy, but it's a question of respect and respecting your opponent at any situation. It could be a game for, let's say, $50,000, $100,000. It's the same thing. This is your respect. It's the way your parents brought you up. Basically, how are you gonna deal with it in front of your opponent? So, win or loss, always show respect towards the person in front of you. He could play a way you not enjoy. Let's say he could play a way that's very toxic. You don't enjoy the way he played. He won the game. Okay, he won the game. Shake his hand, go your side, complain there behind his back, but have the decency at least to shake his hand and promote fair play in the sport. That's one thing.
I appreciate your honesty. I've seen on Twitch sometimes the the environment of sports, of esports in general. I mostly see like the 2K side, but I understand where you're coming from, where I think in the esport world, there definitely can be some work on that. And so I think it's important, as our poet athletes are listening to a professional now, to start that. Let's start that when you go out and play other folks, play with respect and make sure that you're being positive, win or lose. There's a classy way to win and there's a classy way to lose. So let's all try to keep that in mind. We have a really cool question. Okay, here's a question from Virginia. Who is your favorite artist to listen to in your warm-up?
Favorite artist? I have a lot of favorite artists, but right now, let's say I'm listening to Pop Smoke's recently released album. Rest in peace, Pop.
Yes,
and
Pop. Yes.
Juice WRLD too. Juice WRLD's new album too has me in my feelings, but I love Juice WRLD too. Lil Baby, a lot of people. It's a mix of a lot. Even French music. I speak French myself. My first language is French.
Nice.
So I listen to French music and a lot of stuff, yeah.
That's cool. Yes. R.I.P. Pop Smoke. I just got hip to him like literally a week before his passing. I was so sad when I heard it.
Same.
That's my man right there. That's awesome. And I rock with Juice WRLD too. Yeah, both. R.I.P. to Juice. Golly, real ones out here.
Yeah.
Have you ever played against another famous person? Whether that's like a big FIFA. I mean, clearly you played against other FIFA stars, but have you played against anyone else that's not known for FIFA, but is another like a famous person out there?
I've played versus the DC United players. Paul Arriola. I don't know if everybody knows him. Paul Arriola. I've played him quite a few. I played one of the DC United Academy players who just recently got promoted to the first team in Kevin Paredes. So I played him a lot. He's actually the best player in the team, so he's quite decent at the game. And who else? Who else have I played? I think that's it. I played versus I don't know if people know Kalidou Koulibaly from Napoli. They're center back, the Senegalese international. Yeah, I played versus him, and yep,
wow.
I played versus him. Yeah.
Oh man, did you put some beat downs out there? Or was it did you ever play anybody that shocked you like, wow, they're really good? Anyone
Kevin Paredes, yeah. Kevin Paredes. Like when you play the professional players, you wanna go too hard on them. Just want to take it easy. Like give them a chance, let them score 1-2, like let them feel himself and stuff like that. Yeah, but when I played Kevin Paredes, I let him score first, but wow, I had to work for my goal.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty good.
That's awesome. Got to go easy on him a little bit. You're a very kind individual. That's awesome. That's nice.
You have to go easy on him. Nobody loves losing, so just give him a little chance. Give him that little hope, and then take that hope away.
And then just go for it. Just go for it.
Exactly.
So one more question from Christian. I don't know what this means, but you probably do. Do you play FIFA Pro clubs or only Ultimate Team?
So I play mostly Ultimate Team. Like it's Ultimate Team, then the rest. Like I only play Ultimate Team because that's where our competitive season is on. So we basically have to work and make the best team. We have to invest in ourselves. We have to put money into the game so that we can get the best teams and compete at the highest level and all that stuff. So, yep, Ultimate Team it is, Christian. Ultimate Team.
That's what's up. All right, we're going to try to knock out a few more questions with the 4 minutes we have left with you. So we have a question. They said, I meant to say, are you good enough to play 2K? Are you good enough to play NBA 2K professionally?
2K professionally? Oh no. So I mostly play Neighborhood. I don't know if you all know what Neighborhood is. So I play Neighborhood. I'm a center. I create a center build, paint beast, and basically I'm a paint beast. So At the start, it was hard. Like my friends were giving me a lot of stick, because I couldn't like handle the rules. I was every time I give a turnover, every single time there's a turnover, and they're like, "Come on, CJ, what are you doing? Stop it!" and all that stuff. So it was very hard to get used to NBA, but when you start getting it right, as in when you start reading the plays, when you start like reading the plays and all that stuff, stopping the opposition team from scoring, it's really fun. It's really fun. Being a center is fun after all. But sometimes like it is one of the most important positions in the team, and you do cost your team when you're not on your A game.
Oh, man, that is one, if not the most. You don't get no rebounds, it's over with. It's a wrap.
That's true. Offensive and defensive rebounds, yep.
Um, what do you want to do for a living after you finish your education? Assuming that, all right, FIFA, I'm good, I'm done. Now I'm ready to go explore education. What would you like to be?
So after I finish college, I'd like to do like work in mergers and acquisitions, which is basically me being like the person who brings up the idea where I'd like to merge two companies together, or work the track, like do the startup work for that to happen, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, I need this finance degree that I'm currently doing, and also a minor in law,
Nice.
to basically know the intricacies of this complicated job.
Got you. All right, we're gonna take one last question. I'm a gamer. Wait, I'm a gamer and play Roblox. Do you know all the game moves?
Roblox, I don't know Roblox, but if you're talking, if you're
I don't
talking
know if
about
that meant for FIFA. I think that meant
for FIFA,
yeah. Let's say
okay. So for FIFA, do I know all the skill moves? Yes, I do. I know every single one of them. Every single one of them. Yep, you have to, especially competing at the level I'm competing in. You have to know every single skill move so that you can get yourself out of X situation. Let's say
how many skill moves are there?
up to 60,
Oh
something
no!
like that. Yeah.
What?
Yep, you
Oh
have to know
wow!
every single one of them. You have to know
Oh,
every single one of them. That's
wow!
how it works. That's how it works. You have to know every single one of them so that if you're in a certain position, you can try this skill move, you can try that skill move, so you can like not be too predictable, if you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness! Is it like just pressing a certain button? Is it like combinations and stuff too?
Exactly, it's
Oh
combinations.
no! Oh my
It is
goodness!
combination, like pressing, let's say, X, square, ball roll, stuff like that. Yep, it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough.
Oh
It's
my
kind of.
goodness! Like
I'll
did
just leave it at that.
oh my sorry, last question. So now like last question, like so how did you like did you just practice like each move or like was it something that came naturally just playing games over and over again?
Like when you don't understand about, like if you don't know how to do a skill move or something, you just hop on YouTube. You just hop on YouTube. You look it up, how to do this skill move. They show you. You go into the practice arena and you try the same skill move over and over again, and that's how you basically learn.
YouTube is your friend, folks. YouTube is your friend.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, Mohamed, I think like we are at the end of our time here. Is there any last words of encouragement, especially to our kids? They're in their house. I think FIFA is a great thing for them to do, especially with the limitations of going out. But what kind words would you like to leave our kids with right now, especially during this time where it's really not a lot of options out here of things to do?
So I'm just gonna say this. So everybody needs to stay strong. Like this time is really tough for all of us. All of us are going through the same thing. We could all say that COVID-19 impacted our lives in some way. Even me, a gamer who's supposed to stay at home, who stays at home most of his time, it even impacted me. I can't travel back home to see my family. I'm here in the US. So I just wish you guys well. Stay strong mentally. Have fun. Talk to your friends online. Relax. Enjoy yourself, and don't let all of this situation get to you.
Do you have any DC United games coming up that the kids should know about, or do you not have your schedule yet?
Right now it's off season, so the competitive season is done for
Okay.
now. But if you guys wanna have a look on, I have my social medias. That's where I post up every single event I have, every single games I have, and all that stuff. So if you always want to follow me, it's basically my name, KingCJ0 _ on Twitter and all that stuff.
KingCJ0 _. Y'all see that?
I was also told that I was gonna hear some of the poems the kids were working on.
Let's see. Let's actually. Do you have about 5 minutes left with you? I was trying to be respectful of your time too. So you got about 5 minutes?
Of course.
All right. Beautiful. Any kids from no volunteers yet to perform? Do we have any kids out there that want to volunteer to perform a quick
I'd like
poem?
to read some of them poems. You guys worked on it for a while, so use the time. I would like to hear some of them. It would be interesting.
It would be interesting. Oh, come on, y'all. Come on. We got some folks in here that I know I saw Tuesday. I know I saw Tuesday in our last session. Aaron, Al, Gabe, in the
anybody?
If you even call me, what? Oh, they're faking right now. Now they got a gamer on here. It's like, oh no, I don't know. I can't.
Come on, just one. I just want to hear one. Come on. Who's
Just
strong
one.
enough? Who's strong enough to read this poem?
Yeah, come on. Where we at?
It would be a waste if you guys worked on it a whole week.
No, for 5 weeks.
For 5 weeks? Come on.
They should at least have 5 poems. At least. Look, Rosalind. Come on, Rosalind. Let's go. Rosalind. You see that, Sean?
Come on, Rosalind.
Rosalind. Go. Hold the team down. Winona said that she'll go. Winona, where you at?
Winona.
There we go. Rosalind's coming through. That's my home girl. Let's go, Rosalind.
Nice, Rosalind.
Miss Charity.
That's what
I'm gonna let Sean Aaron is talking to you about something real quick. All right, Rosalind, where you at? I got you, Aaron. We're gonna look through it. I got you. Make sure you turn your camera on, Rosalind, or your sound, so we can hear the amazing work that I know you got.
Actually, that was not me that actually put that. It's actually that my cousin put it, and I didn't want to do it.
Come on, Rosalind.
Come on, Rosalind.
We believe in you.
On.
We believe in you. Show him.
Rosalind.
Come on, Rosalind. I'm cheering for you.
¿Qué pasó? Quiero mi puso como algo de hacer algo en.
There you go. Get that notebook. I heard pages turning. I heard some pages. I know. I feel like we're almost there. Rosalind. Let's go, Rosalind. Okay, Rosalind. We'll come back to you. All right, let's try to get with I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it incorrectly. Winona. Let's try to get them on. Rosalind, we'll come back to you. Come on, anyone. There we go. Let's go. Anyone. There we go. What's good?
Winona, let's go.
Let's hear it.
I have to find my poem.
Take your time. I know you got it in there. But while you're looking for that, let us know your name, what school you go to, and how old you are.
My name is Winona. I'm 12 and I'm homeschooled.
Bet.
That's good. Big shout out to Winona. It
Yes.
takes big courage to come on and read your
Shout
poem.
out, right?
Big shout out to you.
Huge shout out.
Okay, it's called Chirps. I take a poetry class. I have a lot of poems. That's what.
Nice. Let's hear it.
Nice.
So, chirps. The birds chirping is like listening to a favorite song. The birds that dwell in my neighborhood sing all day and all night long. There's so many different kinds of birds in my neighborhood. Sparrows, cardinals, blue jays, etc. Each type of bird is like a different instrument in an orchestra. Even the cicadas, they are like the background instrument. To listen to all the birds in the cicada is so sweet. The money price to have frontline seats for this show is a price that you just can't beat. I'm done.
Wow. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. We're going to give some claps to that.
Yes.
That's very good. That's very good.
Oh, thank you for sharing. We have
Thank you very much.
One more brave soul that want to come through. I mean, we could end on that. That was so good. That was really.
It was beautiful. It was really beautiful.
Last try. We're going to give Rosalind one more try.
Rosalind, Winona did it, so I'm expecting you to come through.
Come on, Rosalind. Give me one more. It was beautiful, wasn't it? It was great. Look at all that love. This is what I love to see in the chat.
Positivity. Look right there.
Positivity, because we are all a team. We're all a team. Get it, girl. Get it, girl. Yes. I love it. All right, Rosalind. What's good? Yes, Rosalind. Let's go. We already know you got it. Let's hear it. Beautiful. Can you let Mohamed know? You know your name, Rosalind. What school you go to and how old you are?
I'm 9 years old. I'm going to be 10 soon, and I go to Powell.
Powell in the building. Let's go.
Good luck.
It's on you, Rosalind. Take it away.
I'm proud when I score a goal. I'm proud when I make pupusas correct. I'm proud to do stuff correctly. Done.
Oh. We'll start over? You got it. Go ahead.
Proud when I score a goal. I'm proud when I make pupusas correct. And I'm proud to do stuff correctly.
That's good.
Nice.
And I'm proud of you for reading that poem.
You gotta make those pupusas. Come on. Thank you, Rosalind.
We all clapping. All clapping for you. Much love.
Thank you, Rosalind. Thank you, Winona, for sharing some of your work. That was. How'd you feel about that, Mohamed? How'd you like that poetry?
I'll say there's talent. There's talent right here. There's talent.
There's talent right here. Talent everywhere. We got eSports professionals. We got spoken word artists, poets, all in one space. This is beautiful. Indeed. Mohamed, I just want to say thank you so much. So much on behalf of DC Scores. Our partnership with DC United is extremely important, and even having now this extension where we have not just professional soccer players, but also those professional EMLS players connecting with our kids and showing them, this is what it looks like. This is what goes into it, and you can do it too. And it's really awesome that you've taken time out of your busy day. You could be out there kicking, other players out there winning games right now, but you're here with us doing this, and it's really meaningful. I want everyone in the chat room right now to say thank you right now to Mohamed. Drop all the thank you, all the love. Make sure y'all follow KingCJ0. KingCJ0. I'm about to follow them, and I'm going to play you, and I'm going to lose, and that's okay, because you know what? That's what practice is about. One day, I will be on an EMLS cheerleading squad because I'm not going to be on. But you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Oh, nothing. I just want to say thanks. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for having me. And hopefully we can make something happen soon again.
Absolutely. We do have our alumni tournament again this Friday. I mean, I'm gonna have Christian see if he can maybe get a little competition for whoever might win that tournament. I don't know. Maybe that could be something to play against the one and only right here in front of us. But Joe, thank you so much. I hope to see you soon. And yeah, that's it, y'all. That is a wrap. See y'all later. Thank y'all for being here.
Cheers.